Live now. There we go. We're live. Oh my goodness. I just did the most beautiful, flawless introduction and we found out that we were not live. So I apologize, folks. We're just getting our ducks in a row here. My usual moderator, Lonnie, is out of town. She's out in LA this week. So Bob is sitting in and helping me, and we've been kind of figuring this out, going back and forth, and it looks like we got off to a bumpy start. So welcome if you're tuning in live with us. Bob, you can always check that on Facebook. So let's just double check here and see if we are now live. Okay. So we're just going to double check everybody to make sure. Yep. Okay. There we go. We're live. Okay. Thank goodness. Welcome. Welcome. Did you guys hear that? Oh my gosh. Hi, Mel. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And it's a burn live. Thank you. We got started and I did a really meticulous intro, and the whole thing was not recorded because we couldn't figure out the go live button. So I apologize. Thank you for joining the Love Witch. Today we're going to be talking about spells and curses and how you can release them, even generational curses. So I'm really excited to share this topic with you. As always, you can go to my YouTube channel, Diana Palm. You can watch all the episodes of pre-recorded Love Witch Live and all my other spiritual content, which I post at least one video every week on Thursday. So I have tons and tons of content on there for love, for manifesting, for healing, for afterlife connection, all kinds of stuff. So be sure to check out my YouTube channel. And we got a whole bunch of people joining us here. Thank you. Thank you. It's a fun live. Check it out. I think you'll really like it. All right. Yes. Mel saying hi, Bob. Lonnie is in LA right now. And so she's not moderating, but she gets to have the weekend off, which is awesome. And she had a lot of stuff to add to this too. So we might have to do another one later on down the road. But I'm just going to go ahead and dive in. I'm going to start by reading the Spiritual Anatomy Divination card, which is right there, right there. As always, this is our card deck. Lonnie painted all these cards by hand when she was a teenager, and then I did all the descriptions based on many, many, many years of intuitive psychic healing work. And so there's a lot of content in here that you won't really get anywhere else, really helping you to connect mind, body, spirit, and how to heal the different ailments that are going on within your body. So we're going to go ahead and read spells and curses, so you can see how this may apply to your life. Okay, so can you put that? Oh, you got the card up? There we go. Okay. Oh, where are we? And then if you hear my cat meowing in the background, he's being visited today by his big brother, or his little brother, Gatsby. They used to be living together, and when Lonnie moved out, she took Gatsby, our big, huge black cat, with her. And since she's out of town, we're babysitting him. So the cats have literally been running circles around us all night, like crazy. I think they're happy to be together, but they got to work out their little territories again. So you might hear some cat meow screams in the background.
We have a question. Somebody wants to know where you can get the mediumship cards that you and Lonnie made.
Oh, awesome. Yes, those are always available on my website at www.dianapalm.com. And we custom order those because we have to get the books and the cards separate. So we have to custom order those. So they take just a little bit longer than a normal order. And then we'll get them here, package them up, and mail them to you. But they are one of a kind. And like I said, they're like infused with healing. They're loaded with knowledge, and they're really helpful. We actually have sold these all over the world. Many people in different countries have ordered them. And I work with a lot of professionals too that are readers, healers, angel card readers, all kinds of different mediums. And they use our cards in the beginning of a session to give them some insight in where to go. I've had people tell me that they're like, they love all their oracle cards. Who doesn't? I have tons and tons of decks, and you kind of know which one you feel drawn to use. But people tell me all the time, when I just want like a fluffy message, I'll pull all the other cards. But if I want the truth and I really want clarity so that I can heal it and shift it in my life, I pull these cards. So that's a great compliment, and I appreciate that. Okay, so let's get to spells and curses. All right. All right. You have selected this card because you have been sensing negativity in your life and a general sense or general feeling that something is off. You may have felt that forces beyond your control were working against you and may have even wondered if you have been cursed. There are many types of spells and curses that have existed throughout the ages and in nearly every culture. Curses have been cast at people through different ritualistic practices, while others are no more than a projection of continued negative thoughts towards someone. If your life seems to be cursed in ways that you cannot understand, it is possible that this happened to you or someone in your genetic ancestry. Meditate and ask yourself when this negativity began to affect your life. This process may lead you to the creation of the spell or curse and the situation involved with it. In order for you to accept a curse, you must have guilt or shame involved in the situation. Those feelings act as a receptor to the negative thoughts being sent out. In order to release the curse in its entirety, you must acknowledge any lessons learned and heal your feelings of guilt associated with the curse. It is very important not to put blame on the person who created the curse. Instead, forgiveness for all those involved, including yourself, is in order. Ask Creator to lift the curse and transform it back into love and light to be released from all parties. And some additional meanings to the card. Often a curse or spell is accompanied by a nasty odor like sulfur. Protection may be called for until all elements of the curse are removed. Never, 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 never send a curse back to the sender. Always send it back to Creator instead. Your ancestors accepted a curse that may be affecting your life, and you have chosen to release the curse from your family line. And the last one, ask Creator to release this curse in the highest and best way. All right. So much information. Now, generational curses, these are ones that you wouldn't know about, but they could impact your life. This is how I have seen it show up in my clients. Let's say, for instance, somebody comes to me and they've really struggled with the energy of love and relationship, and they haven't been able to attract a mate or someone to stand by them in life. And then they notice in their family line, geez, it seems like everybody in my family is having the same problem. Okay. If you have a family curse and it's lifted, you'll be able to re-experience the energy of love, which is what the Love Witch is all about. I want you guys to all have massive amounts of love in your life. So in this case, let's just say, for instance, that a great grandmother stole somebody else's husband, and the wife that got left behind may have cursed that family. They could have cursed, she could have cursed that they never had their own children, or that something was wrong with their children, or that their family line would never be loved, or that they would always have broken hearts and suffer like she did. That's how a curse gets initiated. Now, if that person that was receiving that curse that was aimed at them felt guilty, which in most cases they will receive it. It will stick to them like Velcro. Okay. It's a good fit. Now it becomes part of their DNA and family line. Every cell has full memory, and that includes spiritual memory. So then the curse begins to just get passed down, just like a regular DNA trait. So it's important, if something like this has happened, that somebody takes accountability to clear the curse, and you'll benefit tremendously yourself, but you'll also free your family line from having to stay in that energy of a curse and release it from the family so that you're not impacted by it. So one person stepping up to change and release a curse is absolutely so, so powerful. Now, my clients ask me, what if I don't even know like where it started? You know, what if I don't know the different situation that was involved with the curse? Um, I always get the information intuitively, and you can do this. You can actually go into a meditation, you can ask to be shown what situation occurred. And even if you don't see specific faces or specific clear details, you will actually be able to tune in with the feeling of what the situation occurred around the curse. Okay. Another technique that I actually teach many of my students is to literally hold their own skin. You can hold your heart, or you can hold your arm, just as long as you're touching your skin somewhere, because your cells talk to the cells in your body that belong to your ancestors. Okay, you have their DNA, which means you have full memory. You can tap into that within you. And it's a really powerful way to ask your ancestors, like, what happened? How did this issue come into our family? What needs to be balanced? What needs to be forgiven? And then, even though you weren't a part of the original situation that created the curse, you can still forgive because, like I said, you have your ancestor cells within your body. So you can do the forgiveness. You can release guilt of a situation and reset the karma around the situation so that there is no curse involvement. And that is very, very, very powerful. It will affect everybody in your family line, everybody that has the same DNA. So, okay, what's Mel saying? Oh, yes, Mel, it is so powerful. And I love it. And I will tell you also, because I do say in there, like, don't send a curse to somebody else. I have had that happen because I have spiritual vision. I can tell exactly who's sending me nasty shit. Okay. I can see it. It's literally like I can see on the crown chakra, the light goes whoop, right over to their head, and I can see what they're funneling my way. So don't ever think you're getting away with something if you're working with a witch. Okay. Of course, I'm the love witch. I'm a good witch, and I do healing work, and I want to restore balance of love. But I have all the spiritual gifts. So yes, I know when you're doing that. So I had somebody quite a few years ago that was doing some very, very nasty stuff. Black magic, some dark spell work, some curses. And of course I knew who it was, not just because of the other behaviors that person was doing, but I connected and I saw the direct link and I could see everything coming my way. Now, this is before I knew the best way to work with it. So at the time, I didn't have the best information, and here's what I did. And you may relate to this because this is what a lot of people will still tell you to do. But I'm going to preface that by saying, keep listening because afterwards I'll tell you the correct way to do it. Okay. So what I did at the time is I sealed a mirror around my aura intuitively. I asked to have a mirror around my aura because I did not want to create anything dark, and I did not want to project anything dark, and I did not want to create bad karma for myself. But I did a bounce back spell so that whatever nasty stuff that that person was sending to me, it would bounce back to them directly without having an impact on me. Now, this did keep me safe. It did protect me and my daughter when this was occurring. The person that it bounced back on, I can't go into specifics without revealing who it may have been, but lost everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Okay. So many years later, I learned, yeah, that's probably not the outcome I wanted. Like, I didn't want that person to suffer, even if it was of their own making. But that's the way that most people were still operating in the energy of spells and curses. When I learned theta healing, I learned that with spells and curses that are being thrown at you, no matter how dark and how powerful they are, all you do is kind of go, thank you, scoop it up, lift it up to creator, and you're still unaffected, but now you're absolutely disintegrating the curse. So it's not staying on the earth plane. It's not causing damage to another, because we don't want to be in that energy. It just created such a nasty scenario, and I did not like being a part of that. So after I learned the newer technique, I spiritually released all aspects of the harm that I may have been a part of unintentionally. I rebalanced all karma. I corrected everything around the energy of that because I wanted to make sure that I was not causing something for myself that would be negative down the road. Even wanting somebody to get nasty karma is a form of a curse. Okay. So we don't even want to be there. We want to be neutral. We want to stay in a space of forgiveness. That way it does not affect us. And we lift it up and send it right away. So it does not stay in your vessel or in your aura. So that's some pretty serious work right there, because obviously if somebody's that hateful, nasty, low vibe, that they're sending that kind of dark stuff to you, they're probably also harming you in a lot of other ways. So being able to stay in a space of neutrality is very challenging. Now, I did not say you're a victim, right? Victim consciousness feels beat up, lowered. It feels like it's taken over them, like they have no power. You do have power. You are super, super powerful, okay? The most powerful thing you can do is what I learned, and that is to just send it right up. It doesn't affect you, it goes right up, and it's just dissolved. I mean, talk about, like totally eliminating a nasty energy that was really sent with intention to harm. And it's like, oh yeah, that didn't even affect me. What? So you are in power when you do this, okay? You don't need to see that battle on the earth plane go back and forth with nasty energies and bad karma. Just go ahead, send it up. It will not affect you. But we do not, I stress, do not use that mirror or the bounce back technique anymore. That's old school, and it's not the highest level of spiritual work. So let me know if you have questions around that. Okay, let's see. Do we have any questions, Bob?
Well, we just got some commentary
Okay.
on theta healing is amazing and
Yeah.
has changed her life. We have a new visitor.
Oh, that's Mel. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Another new visitor, an Israelite. Welcome to him.
Oh, nice. Hello.
No questions yet.
Okay, good, good. All right. So, some other things about spells and curses. If you feel that you have a spell or curse, like I said, you can touch your skin. If it wasn't yours, if obviously, if somebody's spelling you and you may have done something to them, and it could be something that you didn't know that you were harming them, right? And you upset somebody. It could have been like a legit you dating somebody or falling in love with somebody after a divorce, but that person still wanted them back and they got pissed at you and blamed you. It's like, no, if it was free and clear, there should be no guilt or shame involved, right? But sometimes people are still nasty because they want what you have. So if you have something that's going on that was just created, very, very important. Someone can sit there and throw spells and curses and that stuff. But if you have no shame, if you have no guilt, you'll be unaffected by it anyway. Okay. But if you feel like, oh no, and you start to go into like the whole mentality around what happened, you question yourself, or you're connected into that energy, then it will stick to you. So if you can make amends with a person, that's a great idea. That will release it. That's the first way that you can approach it. If they're kind of nasty, if they're bitter, whatever, and you cannot address them personally, then you can actually do what I told you. Go ahead and just keep sending it up. Tell God, listen, okay, I know what's going on. I know what I'm being affected by. I'd like to send that all up to you to be dissolved, to be transmuted back into love, to go around and send forgiveness to all parties, and just create like a constant loop. That way, any negativity that comes to you will actually empower you with more love and energy. Some other things that you can do, though, when you're in the midst of it, when you're feeling really heavy and affected by it, I would always light like black candles for protection, black or white candles, burning some sage, some Palo Santo, taking sea salt baths. These are just regular things that you can do to elevate the energy around you. It won't necessarily clear a spell, but it will clear your spiritual energy, giving you a better energy and frame of mind to deal with what's happening. So that can help with all the negativity, psychic attack, negative thought projection, and all of that stuff. So you do want to do protection until you're able to really release the spell and curse in its entirety.
You have one question.
Yeah.
The question is, can we curse ourselves unintentionally, of course?
Yeah, that's a great question. Absolutely. And, I think, when we say something to ourselves over and over and over, it is a form of a curse. The spoken word is powerful. And even our thoughts are powerful, our writing is powerful, but the spoken word, even it like speaks it into existence. And so if we talk down about ourselves to friends or family or just outside to ourselves, right? We're just like saying harmful things about ourselves. We can spell ourselves. It's like a reverse manifestation. It's a negative manifestation. So that would be a form of a spell. And one of the things, if you're in that situation, that you can do is just like have a moment of like a quiet meditation where you say, Creator, it is commanded to release all negative effects of the words spoken by me, about my life, and to filter those through the light, sending forgiveness to myself, forgiveness to all parties involved, forgiveness to every aspect of my life that was impacted by this, to elevate the energy of this situation, to elevate the energy of my own self-love and appreciation, and to reignite my ability to accept love and generosity from the universe. And then start to speak about yourself different from that moment on. How start saying like, everything always goes amazing for me. I am so lucky. I always have the most beautiful situations that occur in life. And if you start saying that kind of stuff, I know it won't seem real at first, but if you start saying it, you'll see that it will become real. I can't speak. It will become real. So you're actually speaking that into existence instead. So you'll actually say that before you start seeing the magic showing up. So start saying like how grateful you are, that everything always goes your way, and you will see that it will.
We have something you might want to address. It's from It's a Bun Life, the Bradley family in Ontario, Canada. It says, I'm new, but I lost 2 dogs in 17 days, and I felt like I was cursed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard to lose our animals. And I actually have a whole playlist just designed for pet loss, because it's very difficult for people when they love an animal so much. So losing 2 together made you feel like you were cursed. Okay. So I don't know if you have any animals since then. I was just looking at the date. Okay. I'm just tuning in with that for a moment just to see if there's anything there. I'm just being guided to just kind of repeat what a form of what I just said, to dissolve, to disintegrate, to release, to unwind anything around you that was binded to a negative energy around the loss of your pets, whether there was somebody else involved or if it was your own thoughts around what happened. And I'd like to go ahead and just release that in all aspects of time, forward and backward from this moment in time, and release that and just bring down beautiful, healing, unconditional love for your pets so that you can feel really connected to your 2 dogs in heaven, and clearing up any negative aspects of it all the way around. Yeah, I don't know if you thought that your dogs were poisoned or not. It just feels like I don't know if it was just projections or if there was a nasty scenario going on. But I just want to clear the energy around that and free that up for you. And and then we'll just like bring in some healing around the whole situation. If you do have some new pets, it's really important to change your mind around any kind of previous thoughts about what could have or may have happened, any kind of victim programming or anger or injustice, and then bring in like this beautiful, abundant home, safety, security, nurturing, and just to elevate your energy around. And if you don't have new pets, it might be time. Okay. But I'm just seeing like a reestablishment of like a lot of harmony in the home. So just shifting into that mindset, allowing this energy to come to you right now as I'm sending it out. And that feels so much better. That feels really good. So I hope you're able to receive that and feel that, because I just saw the whole landscape of the energy around that scenario be healed. Okay. You know, it was funny. I don't know if you'll remember this, Bob, but about, gosh, was it 10 years ago? It might, almost maybe. I was talking to a friend and he literally told me that he was cursed. Wait, did he say cursed? Yes, he did. He said he was cursed. And I go, oh, really? And I was kind of fascinated because it didn't really seem like his thing. And I go, tell me about it. I said, because that's what I do. I remove curses, you know? And so he told me, he goes, well, I think that the reason I can't find love is because somebody cursed me. And I said, well, do you know who did it? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, you do? Okay. So he began to tell me the scenario. And I tapped in with it and I was like, oh, I could validate that. You are cursed. Okay. So I said, I'd like to help you here. But here's the deal. You don't just go to somebody and just have a curse removed. There is some unwinding around the scenario that needs to occur to make the healing complete. So I kept asking him, what did you learn from this curse? What did you learn? And, you know, he couldn't come up with an answer. And I said, all right, go away and think about it. And then come back when you think you learned a lesson. And I think he must have done that about 4 times before he finally goes, I think it's about love. I think it's about learning to really love and value a woman. And I was so pleased to hear that. I was like, very good. You're right. Now I can release your curse for you because you got the lesson. So in a moment's time, I reversed everything, cleared everything, and just got rid of his curse for him. And the following week, the very next week, okay, not like months later, the very next week, I went to the same location and he was already with a new mate, in love, sharing a plate of food, and everything changed in his life. So many things about his health improved, his finances improved. He was able to purchase businesses, get married. I mean, everything in his life elevated because the curse was removed. So if you feel like you have a curse, take the time to figure out a lesson. Okay, what was the lesson of your family line curse? What was the lesson of the curse that was sent to you, or your experience? What did you learn? What did it teach you? That's part of the ability to release it in its entirety, and releasing any shame, blame, or guilt. Forgiveness is essential for that, because if you release the curse and still feel guilty about something in the past, you're still in the energy of the curse. It will not leave completely. So it's very, very important when you do this release that you're also saying, I'm shifting to a higher space of forgiveness and self-love. I release all shame, blame, and guilt now. Okay. And then don't go backwards in your mind, because you don't want to bring it in or reattract it. So once you decide to move forward, it's peace, it's healed, it's done. And then you just step forward into your new energy and keep moving forward. Okay. All right. Do we have some more questions or comments? Oh, thank you, Mel. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've worked with a lot of spells and curses over the years. And, you know, I'm happy that I had some really negative things occur for me, because it was my learning ground, my playground, so to speak. My daughter and I became extremely good at channeling light, extremely good at connecting with God, source energy, extremely good at being able to elevate ourselves, protect ourselves, and feel empowered. So we don't believe that you should shield yourself in a little bubble and walk through the dark world thinking you need to protect yourself from all the bad things, right? We learn to like blast our energy and just shift it because our power was so much stronger than it. Our connection to source energy was stronger, and we learned how to combat it. So without fighting, combating it with the light, combating it with our ability to stay in our vibration. So I want you to consider that too. Okay. Don't walk around in a little bubble and thinking you need to hide. No, I want you to blast your light. I want you to be a powerhouse of light. And in that, you will not be able to let anything negative even stick to you. Attachments, entities, anything else in the universe that's not of the highest light will not be able to stay in your presence. So that will help you in all areas of your spiritual life, which of course affects your mental, emotional, and physical life as well. Okay. Hello. Hi, Deidre. And then I think there were some other people too that I missed saying hi to, but welcome everybody. Thank you so much. And if you're just now tuning in and you missed the whole beginning, please go back and watch it, especially if you want to know about spells and curses and how to release them and why you should. So, yeah, I love sharing this information, you guys, because a lot of people don't address it, and a lot of people don't remove spells and curses properly. And you definitely want to make sure that when you remove it, it is gone, but you will know it because you will literally begin to experience life differently. There's a whole bunch of people out there that are like, oh, I'll get rid of your spell or curse. And then I had one gal that told me, actually, she goes, I went to somebody that said they were going to get rid of a spell or curse. She charged me $400. And all she did was put my item in a bowl of sea salt for the night. And I was like, what? That's ridiculous. No. Spells and curses. You must know how it was originated, what the impact was, what the lesson was. And then you need to forgive it and release shame, blame, and guilt. Okay. That's how you get rid of it for good. So, yeah, just be careful if you're hiring people, look at their credentials, know who they've worked with. Just make sure that if you're looking for somebody that's doing that work for you, that they're actually asking you those types of questions so that you can completely resolve the scenario around the spell or curse. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything that you'd like to add, Bob?
I would like to add that you are incredible and they should get to your website right now.
Thank you.
And I would also like to say that I'm enjoying helping you edit your fourth published book that will be coming up soon.
That's right. Yes, I do have a wonderful new book coming out. So I've got my books behind me. Of course, if you like working with the spirit world, you'll love these. Setting Spirits Free will help you to cross over spirits, discern spirits, all kinds of stuff. It's like super potent. It'll help you get your connection so that you have clear connection with the spirit world. It talks about hauntings and paranormal devices and basically how to keep your spiritual energy clear. The second book is Mediumship, Scrying, and Transfiguration for Beginners, and that teaches you how to see spirits with these eyes. So like literally, yes, you can develop this. I've taught like thousands of people how to see spirits with their physical eyes. So that will give you a whole bunch of like really fun exercises you can do with a friend. And that will really help you interpret the spirit world around you, but also see spiritually. Then, yeah, there we go. We got it. The Love Book. That's my most recent one, which really helps you unwind that love blocks and all the stuff in your subconscious that prevent you from experiencing love so that you can manifest love, because manifestation is a natural occurrence if you're not blocked and if you're not doing the self-talk. So it's really important to clear those layers first. And I literally lead people through healing themselves through several different healings that they read about in the book and that they can follow along with and do for themselves, so that they can get themselves into a higher vibration of love and then easily manifest. So be sure to check that one out. That one just came out like in I think February, we had the big love box giveaway. Yeah, and so Bob was just talking about my new one, which I'm super, super excited about. It'll be coming out. Well, it depends on how hard I work to finish it, but probably in the next couple months, I will say. We're getting pretty close, but editing takes a while. But this book is all about the journey of passing away and what loved ones can expect in the process, what their duties are as a surviving member of the family, what their loved one is going through when they're shutting down and dying, like in hospice or through a slow illness, what their spirit does when it comes and goes out of their body, where they go in the afterlife, who greets them, how you can connect with them. It goes into different death rituals and some beautiful experiences to share, even regarding suicide deaths and sudden deaths. So not just the slow death. So that's the book of the book is the journey, but we do address everything. And I will always include a chapter about the pets because I have a huge following of pet lovers. And I have a big, huge pet loss support group. So I always have to have some information for my pet loving family. So I will have a chapter in there for pets too, and how to experience their death and what they're thinking and where they go and all of that. So I can't wait. That's going to be a really exciting release for me, and I'll announce it here. So you'll be the first to know. All right. So how are we doing on time? You guys, do you have any questions for me? I would love to answer your questions. Oh, someone asked, oh, no, you know what? I do not have any audiobooks, but I was just thinking about that because I was talking to one of my students. I was teaching a theta healing class for the past 3 days, and she's listening to all of her books on audio now. So I am going to look into that. That's a really, really good point. We'll have to make a note of that, Bob, and see what we can do to get some of them available on audio.
I like to read.
Yeah. Right now, mine are available on Kindle or on Amazon. The first 2 were published by Llewellyn. And then, of course, I also have the Spiritual Anatomy deck. And that's only available through my website because that is a custom order. So, oh, gosh. So let me know what you guys think. Have you guys ever felt like you were spelled or cursed? You want to share anything with me or ask me any questions about it? I'd love to answer your questions. So let's see here. Whoops. Okay.
Here, I got one for you.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Oh, no.
Gonna put on the screen.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
I'm getting good at this. Look out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, we will watch out. Here, put on that comment there from Mel. Can you go back to comments, please? Click on it.
I'm on it.
Click on it so that it goes on the screen, please. No. Go back to where you were. The longer comment there.
This one?
No. Up.
Yes.
Okay. I've shared because it's too small on my screen. I can't read it.
I don't know how,
Up.
I don't know how to put it on your screen.
No, Bob, you already have done it earlier. Click on that one right on the top. Okay. You have to click on the comment. No, the one on the top, not the bottom.
Okay, put it over here. It's on there now.
Not that one.
I have no idea what.
Okay. I wonder if I can do it because I can't read it from here. There we go. Okay. I've shared with you before. Oh, that's right, Mel. I do remember that. Did you do some work around that? Yeah. And yeah, I remember that. Were we doing work about that in class, I think, around that cursing energy in the family? Has that been lifted now? Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, for 3 generations back that I know of, sisters in my family fight and can't get along. Right. See, things like that would be absolutely indicative of a family curse because there's a pattern going along, not just a learned behavior, but like a pattern that shows up. Absolutely. Um, oh, okay. Okay, yes. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that for a moment. Psychically spine. Oh, I would get hired sometimes by clients that would ask me to psychically spy on somebody to see if they were cheating, to see what they were up to. And I was like, no, that's unethical. Um, I intuitively perceive the energy around what's going on, but I will not connect with somebody else to see what's going on in their world and to psychically spy and report back to anybody. Absolutely not. So, sometimes when people have spiritual gifts, they're not real clear what those ethical boundaries are. We're always, especially sisters, are connected to thought patterns and you share DNA. Okay. So, because you have a shared DNA, you have an awareness about your siblings already. It's just going to be there. So that's not psychically spying. But if somebody is psychically spying, that's crossing the line. You don't want to be interfered with. You don't want them spying on you or do anything to sabotage the beautiful things in your life. So, yeah, in that case, then it's like, okay, great. You know, I would actually invite you to think about doing a download for yourself that scoops up all that energy, puts it up, and I would do actually a beautiful shield around you, but not to encage you, but the beautiful shield that magnetically connects to that energy and sends it right up without being able to spy on you. Like creating something around yourself that's kind of like a distortion, not in your energy, but in what they get to perceive, so that either it's blocked entirely, invisible to them, or distorted so they can't perceive it and then send it up. Because there's nothing worse than having somebody mingling with your energy. And if there are a close family member and they're connected to your DNA, their thoughts and psychic attack can be stronger because of that shared DNA. Okay. So it's even more important when sisters are behaving this way that you are able to really maintain your own identity, your own energy, your own thoughts and feelings without them accessing your DNA or spiritual energy. So consider something like that. I think that kind of invisibility is kind of sounds like Harry Potter with like the invisibility cloak, but it's basically like that. And that can work on a psychic spire. Okay. 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 What do we get there? Do you want to read it?
I can read this. It says from Shelley. It says, I've always been blocked from moving forward in my life.
Okay.
No matter what I do, I'm still in my childhood home,
Oh,
43
wow.
years now. Can't move forward, around and around in circles, constant heartbreak.
Oh,
The Love
Shelley.
Book.
Yeah, Shelley, I'm so sorry to hear that. Bob goes, the love book. Yeah, actually, the love book would be very beneficial for you because it does talk about patterns. Now, for you, I'm not feeling that you actually have a curse on you. What I feel with you is it feels like family group consciousness patterning. It feels like thought forms that you were raised with that were around you, that were influential, that kind of kept you in a certain space. And it's almost like at a certain point you didn't know you could expand much further, or that you were worthy of having that much more. I feel like you didn't even know you could ask for it. So I just want to let you know, like, first of all, if you love your family home and you're really happy there, then that's wonderful. But if you want to expand further, I see a whole nother venture that could um, that could really light you up. And yes, you do deserve it. So these are more going to be belief systems that you've accepted in your life that have limited some of your life experience. And then when it comes to the love, same. When we get into a rut and we get a lot of like role playing, we assign roles to our partners, we assign roles to ourselves. And it's like our world has gotten small. You know, when we're doing that, the world gets really, really small, and it really shuts off a lot of different opportunities that people can come in and love us, and that we can connect to people differently, in a more healthy way. So, God, I just really want to say that I feel like you should take a vacation to somewhere you've never been before, to spread your wings, to explore, to get new energy in your vibration, experience, energy, education, any of those things, like light up your cells, because they so desperately want to expand. And that is actually a really, really positive step to bringing in new energy and attracting in somebody to love. So, I can just keep wanting to tell you to have an adventure. I don't know where you live. I don't know if you're in the US or if you're out of the country, if you're able to travel, but I just really feel like that's your message today, that you need to go on a journey, and you have to go somewhere you haven't been so that you can get the newness, the new experience in yourselves. Remember, there is absolute love for everybody. Everybody. It doesn't matter. There's no exception. We just have to make our space available for it. We have to make our vibration ready for it. We have to get our mindset in alignment for it. We have to open that door. We open the door. Okay. So if you're in that position, ready to work on healing your heart and getting rid of love blocks, do check out my love book, The Love Book. You want to put that up on the thing again for a second, Bob? Or that's okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can hear him chuckling over there like that's going to be like a disaster. No, that's okay. You don't have to do it. There we go. Yes, that's available on Amazon, and that will help you get into the layers of your heart, previous disappointments, expectations, how we can get into those patterns of thought, and how we can begin to reverse that and heal it. And then it has really helpful suggestions in there for self-care, self-love, and where to go to meet people. So I think you'll actually really benefit from that. Okay. Do we have some more? I mean, I see a whole bunch in here, but can you see any more questions? Oh, in New Jersey. Okay, good. Then you'll be able to get it, some travel in, right? I mean, we're in Minnesota, so things are beginning to open up. The face masks are coming off. People are moving around again. You know, in the US, I think we're doing pretty good. So yeah, so see about taking an adventure. And you know how nice, it's summer, perfect. Oh, so yeah. Um, oh, what is this one here with Miss PG? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Miss PG. Um, okay. Yeah, okay.
Bipolar.
Yeah, do you want to read it?
Thank you. Yay. Lots of scary things too. And she was diagnosed with bipolar when we were teens, and yes, and shared DNA.
Yeah.
She made fun of me since I was 12 years old for being single, and I'm needing love spells, still single.
Oh, Miss PG, get my love book. Yes. So yes, you probably bought into your sister's beliefs about you. You know I'm number 5 out of 8 kids, which means I'm the 5th child. My older siblings said so many mean things to me when I was little, and it's really not their fault. That's kind of what kids do, right? But a lot of those things stuck in my consciousness. You know, they would call me Fat Diana. And I and then I would cry, and then they'd call me Fanana, eat your banana. I mean, I've always felt fat. I always felt fat. When I look at pictures of my childhood, I'm like, I was never fat. I was a little shapely, you know, like kind of like I am now. But my sisters were all stick thin, And so I was different body shape than them, but I was never fat. But in my mind, I accepted some of the things they said. They also said like I had a horse nose. So I was always very self-conscious about my nose. I thought it was just too big and then it took up my whole face. So we get distorted view of ourselves through our family. Our siblings are sometimes jealous. Sometimes they've been talked to negatively and they just pass it on without thinking. They don't know the harm they're causing. But your parents, your siblings, anyone around you when you're a child, those are programs. Those seep into your subconscious and they start to create patterns for you in life, even if they're not true. And they normally are never true. Okay. So I had to overcome my own. I had to learn how to pull out subconscious programming and replace it with I am beautiful. I'm a healthy size. I'm a healthy weight. I had to do my own work on that to overcome the negative programming that I was given. So I want to offer that to you because it sounds like you need it. And so just start down that road by, affirming things that are loving to yourself, seeing yourself different, freeing yourself from that consciousness. If you would like a private session, I offer those on the phone to people all over the world. My website is www.dianapalm.com. And I can help you in a private session. My book, The Love Book, can definitely help you with some of this. Okay. Otherwise, I would still suggest meditation. If you're going to do this on your own, meditation, positive affirmations, and sending forgiveness to your siblings that made you think negative things about you when you were little. And forgive yourself for holding on to it for so long. Okay. Remember, you're divine. However you are made is amazing. And you have special gifts that this world needs. So don't let the stuff from your childhood stay in your head any longer. It's time to just wash that out and really celebrate yourself and how you show up in the world. Okay. Okay. Oh, awesome. Let me know, Miss PG, how you like it. I'm really glad you're going to get the book. I think it's really going to help you. But come on back here on another episode of The Love Witch. I do this every single Sunday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. So come on back on the next one. Let me know after you get the book and read it. I really feel like it'll help you, but I'd love to know what you think of it, okay? Okay. Oh, Shelly just lost her 17-year-old cat. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? My old boy is a little older than that. And I watch him every day. And sometimes I think, is he still breathing? He's been with me for so long and such a good cat. And I know the time is coming. And whenever they come, I will share this though, Shelly, I will say this. Cats, dogs, our pets, when we love them, our human interaction does something different to them spiritually. If their animal is out in the wild and they die, they don't quite have the same experience than if we have taken an animal in and loved it and given it human interaction. When we do that, it kind of leaves the group consciousness of the wild and becomes part of our family. And something very different happens. And when they pass, they go straight to pet heaven. There is a real place that they exist and they play. They don't go into the wild with the wild ones, like they go into like these grassy pastures and they are a whole bunch of other happy, well-adjusted, loved animals around them. And they play and then they can visit you. Oh my God, there's so many pet visits. They visit you. They snuggle with you, they check in on you, and they want you to be happy and move forward. So it's absolutely amazing. It's a real place. And just loving an animal puts them there. So just know and trust that your dogs and your cat are there and that they can still check in on you. Okay. How are we doing over there, Bob?
That's the last comment.
Okay. All right, good. Well, I'm just gonna close this down. I pulled out 3 hearts right before we got started here. The hearts that I have today. Okay. The first one here is forgive. So important. Forgive yourself. Decide right here and right now, moving forward, any negative thoughts you hold against yourself or anyone else, any negative impact they've had on your life, anywhere that you've lost energy by thinking about it. Forgive yourself right now. Restore that energy. Fill up your beautiful heart and decide to be refreshed today, right now, moving forward, staying in a vibration of love, attracting it to yourself, releasing group consciousness, releasing victimhood, and totally embracing the love you have for yourself. You're divine. Love yourself today and just allow yourself to receive this high vibrational feeling, and you'll see how people begin to act differently around you and to support your love for yourself. They come in and love you too. Okay. And that's the real magic. You get to decide how others treat you by how you treat yourself. So we've got a second one here. Oh, and it's the same, it's an alignment. Okay, words of affirmation. We talked about that later. What's the opposite of a spell? A manifestation. Okay, spell is negative self-talk or something we project to hurt somebody. Manifestation is all about being positive. So we know this energy works. We know the spoken word is powerful. Manifest with your energy. Don't bother spelling with your energy. Use it for your good. Use it for your manifestation so you can have what you want. Okay, if you're busy spelling people, you don't have anything to manifest with. You know, all your energy and resources are going to the negative. So use it for the positive. Use it for manifestation. Call it in. Call everything in that you want. Okay, and the next one is new direction. Okay, yeah, you guys, you're going in a new direction. I really feel some really wonderful, positive things coming in for you. I feel lots of love and happiness. And thankfully it's summer, so we can actually get outside and enjoy some sunshine, some hikes, some walks, nature, swimming, getting our animals out to play, going to parks, picnics. I mean, you name it, right? We're going in a new direction. But more so, I really feel like this year is pivotal for getting a new direction in life. Some of you may want to do like a huge turnabout, and some of you might want to just slightly adjust, just slightly. You know, you might be close to your path right now, and you might just be a hair off, but there is a new direction here that's coming through. So I want to say just be open to that, receive guidance on that, and how you know what the right direction is that one will make you feel happier. One will excite you more. You'll think about one more. It'll lift your spirit when you think about it. So take that option. Okay. All right. So I think we're all finished here, you guys. I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can go to my YouTube channel, watch the previous episodes of The Love Witch. Join us next week if you have some live questions for us that I can answer. And of course, my YouTube is full of hundreds of other videos on spiritual content that you may find really, really helpful for your journey. So thank you so much, everybody. Love Witch is so happy to have you here. And of course, I always want to say, I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye, you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend.